Get up there. Hey guys, and how's it going? This is the mid-70s, what's called a Sno-Runner. Chrysler made them, or sold them at least. And I picked this up at a swap meet, I want to say about 2 or 3 years ago. We went through it, got it up and running, and were able to ride it. And will remain nameless, but somebody hit a door with a doorknob in the snow, and the track that is on the bottom of it, essentially that, gets laid out something like that. This piece was attached to it, and again, it's just a very skinny, like snowmobile track that is on it. I believe it is, I'm trying to think what the name of the engine was, what style it was. It's a 2-stroke, a fairly simple setup that is on it, but we went through, we got it running, got it to do what it's supposed to be doing. It actually did better than I expected, but until that happened. So fast forward, it is another winter has come upon us, and I was able to find a new old stock, looking for a date on it, maybe 76, I don't know. I was able to find a new old stock, another, I don't even want to call it, for the back there, the name of that track guide we'll go with. So without further ado, let's go see if we could resuscitate this thing. That was kind of wacky anyway. I think I seem to remember having a little bit of a twist to it or something, but again, it's like a plasticky fiberglass, and over 50 years or so, it didn't want to play anymore. So without further ado, let's see if we could resuscitate it one more time. I think we are supposed to be getting snow tomorrow. Hopefully that holds out for us, so we can kind of play with it a little bit. Let me go get you that new piece and I'll show you what we got. So I don't know if these are like new old stock or somebody started remaking them. I would think new old stock, I just wouldn't think there'd be enough machines around to be able to be worthwhile to do that. And you can even see, like, I guess it's got like guides for the track, how far worn down they are, and then how much meat is on the new one. But again, it comes with nothing, so we have to change everything over. There's a bearing setup up here. I think we were having an issue with that last time when we were working on it. We didn't take it out because it was gonna go fight us, but I guess we're gonna go deal with it now. So let's get it set up. We'll get it up in the air a little bit. We'll hang maybe the ass end off of a chain, and we'll start getting, we're gonna get this cover off, this off out of our way, and we'll start tearing it down and see what it takes. And hopefully it still runs decent like it did last time, but we'll get to that when we get to that. It's gonna look like it's tight. Yeah. I remember we put a new chain and sprockets on it, and I think it was like super tight, super loose, one of the two. Super loose we'll go with. And so it just has a regular centrifugal clutch up on top of the motor that spins it, and then it's got a brake band around it to make it stop. Make it stop. Do we need to take, I would figure we need to take all this apart. This jack shaft has to come off. Let's go get that clip out of there, and we'll take the sprocket off. It's amazing how it's been maybe a year went by. Yeah, so little recollection. All right, we'll go with that. How it was built. Should have a key. Get rid of that. I should clarify too that it wasn't. A friend hit the door, and then I was riding it when it decided to blow apart. I wonder if that middle ski looks like it's got 3 bolts in the center of that we can take out of there. And I'll drop that front off, and then my guess is we could take these 4 out, and I should take that hub part out. And I wonder if it's going to have any different tension on that chain when we change that out, because like I said, I remember it sitting on an angle. You can't really tell right now. I want all that stuff in there, but I remember it was like sitting racked. Yeah, does that? Yeah, because you look at the sprocket right now. If you look at it, to the rest of the machine, you can see that jack shaft looks like it's leaning towards where the chain is, like it's lower, like it's sitting like that. You know, the whole thing's supposed to fold up too. I think the idea is you're supposed to be able to like put it in the trunk. Let's get the front off of there. Let's see if we can wiggle that out of there. There you go. See how that piece looks. This one's just kind of along for the ride. It's like it's the middle. I think the idea is maybe even to pack down the snow as it's going before it hits the track. Well, we must have found the master link in it somewhere. I believe it had one. We could take this as somebody right out of it. It's got to come out anyway, so let's see if we can find it. Well, a little bit of riding time sure beat the crap out of the paddles. Yeah, let's see if we can find that master. You see it? Probably would have been a good idea to mark it with a marker. It looks like it is right there. Look, that chain is stainless. Makes sense, huh? I don't know if we should put some lube on that or not. I got some chain lube. But maybe the fact that stainless doesn't need it, it would just wash off too easy. Damn it. Gotta launch it across the room. There you go. So I think we can get these four out now. Get the whole thing apart. There's no nut on the other side, so we have to work with that screw setup that's right there. Guess we'll go for the fattest blade. Yeah, I think, oh, that one's good. Then again, it could be my mind. I thought we couldn't get it apart. Still not all the way there yet, but that's looking good. We'll get those out of there, and we'll get that little piece, and we'll see about getting the jack shaft out. Maybe that was the problem. I remember some issue that we had. Oh, I got issues. But it did say we, so I'm including you. We're in. Yeah, let's go see what we got to work with this. Let's looks like those two bearings both have to go outward on both sides. Let's see if we can get the shaft out of the center. So we're gonna have to loosen. Notice that screw? I see a. Oh, it's got a key on each side. So we got one there and one on each side of the sprocket. I would think there's probably a key in the middle. Let's go over to the bench. And let's dig into her a little bit more. I know not to say what you want to say. It's like I'll be riding with my wife. And I'll say, "We're making all the lights." And I'm like, "You blew it." And the very next light, now you're stuck. Kind of the same idea. About saying how a project's going, right? All right, so there's 1, 2, another one on this side. It definitely looks like it's got some rust kind of happening around it. It's moving though, that's good. All right, so we need to, how can we drive those bearings out? You can't really get behind it. If we just drive the shaft out of the center of it, and then we should be able to get like a punch, right? So if we drive the shaft right out, hopefully the sprocket will clear. Then there'll be a hole in the center. We can drive them out. Let's see if that works. That might have been what we were stuck on last time. Let's go set up in the vise. You can kind of wrap on a little bit, maybe get like a brass rod and hit them. Might as well give it a little bit of coral. Worst case, we could also just kind of smash this off of here because we really don't need it, do we? Yeah, let's go get a brass rod. It's kind of moving a little bit, but I think the problem is the sprocket. No, the sprocket's coming off. Let's keep driving it. Let's open the vise a little more too. Grab that key. Remember which way that went. The teeth were down. That bearing's coming out. Let's give it some room. Should we let it? Yeah, we'll let that come right out with it, right? You got it? Oh yeah. Good. The shape of that one seems decent. And we still have to get this one out, but we should be able to drive this one now that way. Let's go get a longer punch. And see if we kick the other one out. Can we catch a lip? There we go. Oh yeah. Watch your toes. Hit your toes. Let's see if this one's... It doesn't growl. Good. Kind of surprised. You know something's going to get us yet though, right? Yeah, so good it goes back together. So I believe it was like that. Right? You were watching. I wonder if I should, I was going to say clean that up on a wire wheel, but maybe not. There's some funkiness to it. I think it's just part of the molding. That up through, we got to get that key back in it. Let's rotate that to line up. Seems like it wants to fight us a little. Let's get the sprocket out and see if this lines up. Seems like it's just kind of going together weird. I don't know if it's just pressure or... It should go. I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to hit this on a wire wheel, get rid of some of the... just a little bit of rust that's on it. I cleaned them up. Get yourself a little bit better perspective on this too. See that little funkiness I was talking about? Hopefully that is not a something's gonna crack on us later. Alright, so we need that to go up through. And we need the sprocket. About there. Get started on the lower half, I think, first is what the issue is. We know it all fits, it came apart. It's the same pieces. Yeah. Get started on that. What is your major malfunction? Does not want to go. That's where the ring is for the key. Doesn't want to drop down over that shoulder. Am I putting it together backwards? Did I screw it up? Let's go. Get that out of there. Just kind of hits it and locks up on it. Huh. Why? But why? I'm sure there's a little bit of rust probably inside here because this is just steel. This is stainless. This isn't, I don't think. We'll get it. Just doesn't know it yet. I think I might have got it. I had to do it again. I pressed that bearing off the shaft and cleaned it up. I think it's just bound up on it. But hindsight. There we go. Now we get the rings on each side. It'd suck if I got it on backwards. That one. And then we got this bearing. Look how offset it is. To get on there, and then we got that ring to get in there. We can go clean that up. Well, I bet a little assembly lube wouldn't hurt either, huh? It's just gonna fall right on. No. Yeah, let's go give her. We need a socket that'll fit on that inside ring to hit on. Well, those bearings were good before. They'll be hurting by the time they're done. Funny how that one goes flush, the other side didn't. Okay, enough to get that on? Think so. Go just to try dropping that hair more. Let's go put it up on the post. Now, we don't got by a mile. We got another snap ring thickness to go. I think that was supposed to be flush. I got to think about that, how we want to drive that. I don't know if there's debris or something inside there that's holding it up where it's not. I'm trying to look inside there, see if we see anything, you know. Let's go look at the other one that we took off the that shoulder does not look. See, they look pretty equal there. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe this one. How about you? I think the sprocket's touching on one side. Yeah, it is. So the sprocket still, everything still has to go to the. Everything still has to go that way, just a little bit. Let's go try setting this side on the socket. We'll put this in the vise to support it, and we'll just try to drive everything down enough to get that ring on. If that gets down far enough, that sprocket should be in the center enough where it doesn't hit. No, that light's getting me. There you go. It's off just a little bit. That do it? Felt like it. I can see that where the ring goes. Let's go a little bit further. Okay, now we can get the ring on. We spin. Great, are we rubbing? I think so. Well, hopefully we can kill a bearing. I'm going to go throw the sprocket on the outside. We'll kind of spin it a little bit and see if we're okay as far as our preload. Let's give a little tap each direction. Took the side load off him. It seems pretty good. The sprocket rattles. It's got play in the sprocket on the, so when you spin it, but it's just a sprocket doing that. Let's go about getting the spur that was on the backside. Yeah, so this is a spur. This is the adjustment on the chain. I think what we have to do is you got to drive that pin out. I think it's how, because this is the adjuster going back and forth. I believe there's a nut up inside here. And we got to drive that pin out. So we got to run it, the adjuster back to here so that we could drive that pin through that hole. You agree? Let's go give it a shot. What's that look like to you? 15? 14? Who said 14? You are correct. Where do we need to go? That. Now that should be able to come back far enough. We line up with a lock hole. Let's go stick it back in the vise. We'll get something to drive that out with. It feels like it's kind of going into the center of the pin. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think I'm going into the center of the pin, not the outside diameter. I gotta get one a little bit bigger, I guess. Now that this opened up the middle of it, which made it even tighter. Oh, the jokes. Let's see if this works. It's moving. Yep. There we go. The pin fell on the floor, and I got that stuck in there. Come on, cowboy. I want to be a cowboy. Can we drive it out with the other one? Play this game all day. There we go. Now this should be able to slide right out of here now. There we go. Yeah. Brr. And there's the pin. Yeah, I think we started to climb inside. This one I think was just kind of going, yeah, it was. It's just going inside and opening it up. We got to get whatever is in here out. Yeah, it's just a nut. Let's go drive that. So we should go like that or like that. The bolt went like that, right? Yeah. So we'll put, will this reach? I'm sure it has to get kind of like embedded into the plastic, right? Nope. It's a loose fit. Getting that out of there. We should be able to start it. That shouldn't be an issue for us. Come on. Alright, now that can't fall apart. Watch me, right? Yeah, that's in there. Now we could put this back in with the pin. Is there a way, one side better than the other? Sometimes there's like a lead in. It looks like the skinny side. Let's go with that. You hold it. The idea of that, I guess, is just to make sure it doesn't come all the way out. So let's go run it down just a little bit more. Good. And now this is our adjustment. It's all the way in. Let's buzz that in a little. Leave it like that. Give us a little room to go play with it. I don't know how much play we're going to have in that chain. All right, let's get this assembly back under the machine. They had Loctite on them. We just keep an eye out. We don't want to Loctite them and not be able to. It's not like we can get a wrench on there, you know, it's only a screwdriver tip. We'll leave this off for now. Maybe we'll try playing with it later, see if we can get, I don't know, maybe a link out of it. I'm not sure. But let's go get the drive back on. I don't think it has a direction. Try to see which way it's less beat up. Feed that through. Hopefully. Get that together, and then we can adjust it. Should have left a little bit more play in it. I think it's got a little bit of a bow to it too for like suspension. Yeah, kind of mushroom the tip a little bit. Oh, the jokes. Just a little bit of edge on it. That's why I kind of want to use a brass hammer. Let's go see if we can dress it a hair. Almost like right there. There we go. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of emery. I want to say there's like one guy that, bought all the parts that were over, and when I ordered this and some other pieces, I was asking him about that. I guess there's two different sprockets that are on it. There was like a, this is from memory, like a 17 and a 19, I want to say. And he did say the chain had did have slack in it. Just seems excessive to me. Out of that though. I don't know if I have a half link for that. There's already a half link. That's what I have in it. I have a half link in it. Want to try taking it out, see if we can get rid of it now? I'd like to. It'd really make the thing, I'd be afraid the thing's gonna jump off at some point. Let's get that right out of there. There's like a little cotter key on the chain that we have to get out. This is the brake shoe. It should allow us put the chain to come up and over. Come on, there we go. We gonna clear that stud up top? I don't think so. Oh, you suck. I'm gonna unbolt that. Looks like it's a 13. We'll get it with a 14. It's just a bolt for the cover. Now we got it. All right, let's go over to the bench, see if we can take that little, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Where are you? I know you're there. All right. There's the half link. And there's the little key that's on it that we have to take out of there and see if we can shorten it up. One link. I think the problem is with this, I want to say I peened over the link before it. So it would be from there to there. So if we took that pin out, we would go from this barrel to this barrel. I'm going to see if I have some of this chain, and maybe we'll leave this one alone just in case it has to go back on. And maybe we'll just try with a new one and just a regular master link, and then we have this to fall back on. So if I was trying to punch out the one that I hammered together, it's going to end up being shot, and then if we do lose that link, it'll be too short. I got a whole bunch of it. Something like that. Let's go. We'll just kind of lay it out there and we'll see what it looks like. Let's see if we can... So we would need... Would that be it? No. It would be... I think it's what I ran into last time. It's off by that much. They don't have an adjuster or anything on it? That's kind of dumb, isn't it? You think you put like an idler or something in it. But that's just the way they are, I guess. Can we... If we force it... That's it, forced right there. Ah, man, I don't know. That is tight. You want to try it? You got nothing to lose, right? I just don't think, I think it's going to probably smoke the clutch. We're going to be pushing on the bearing on the clutch because the bearing up top, I don't even think it's a roller bearing. I think it's just a, like a bushing. I'm talking about that one. It's down inside there. We're pulling down on that real hard, you know. Thinking the chain probably stretch out a hair, but that's like You know, that's that's a diving board. It's just that much. It just needs to. And I don't have any other sprockets we can kind of put on there too. Like if that's, I don't know if that one is either the 17 or the 19. We went with the one that was a little different. I wonder if it would come into a window where it would just be a little bit better on the tension. And there's no adjustment on it anywhere. Those are the self-centering screws, and it's got the same on the engine up top. There's really no way to tweak it or adjust it. Hey, well, I'm gonna go cut that one anyway. I'll throw it on there, and maybe we'll fire it up. And we'll see. I have a feeling what will happen is when we go to try to go stop, it's going to want to drive. The brake shoes, the clutch shoes won't be hitting the drum, but I think we'll be putting so much pressure on it, it's going to try spinning it. Let's go find out. It's called a chain brake. I marked the one we want, and basically that whole link has to come out of this, goes up and over it, and then it pushes in on the pin in the center. Everything lined up. There it goes, and it pops it. Yeah, if we do the other one, that whole half will come off of there. See how the first one's already pushed out? I think different sizes of this too. This usually does most of the stuff that. That's off of there. Now we're free. Hopefully I got a master link. That's a good time to check, right? I think it's 35. Yeah, I think we can have we even have a hard time getting that in there. I don't think this is going to work for us. Yeah, because we can't even get. Like they're favoring so far out, we can't even get that to start, you know. You could just, there's like pliers that if you were to put it like up here, you can pull them together. I just think it's too taut. Again, it's the same problem that we ran into last time. I'm gonna take a quick look and see if I have any other sprocket on here. More power would be a larger one on the bottom, I believe. All the jokes. No. And I didn't think so. I can see a roller bearing on the top. Let's go give it a little bit of Earl. Try to save that from cooking. What happens is the clutch starts to slip. A lot of mini bikes this does that. The clutch will start to slip. You're not engaged all the way, especially if you're geared too tall or you're trying to bog it. And the heat that's generated between this slipping on this cooks the bearing that's in the center here, bearing slash bushing. Right. Let's go throw that chain sprocket back on, and what's your thoughts on whether this thing's going to start? There we go. I would suspect this still has fuel in it, and it has a decompression valve, which I think pops out on its own once it fires. Let's go push that in. And the pull start's on the other side. We'll give her a couple of yanks and see if we get anything. I think we are on run. And I don't think there's anything to do with the throttle, but it's free. The other one is just the headlights. Oh, no, we do have a gas on and off. Right there. Oh, that's choke. Choke on. Why does it not match? We'll go on. Choke on straight up. And off that way. Go see what we get. Probably would have been a good idea to watch the video, the last video of it before we played with it. See if it does anything. The air cleaner's falling right out of it. Yeah, it's closed. Give it some air. Let's investigate. You can't really see though because the way the tank is set up. I hear gas. You want to try priming it through the plug hole or something? Probably check, see if we got a spark too. What's out of there? I do have another plug. I noticed I have a spark plug socket up here taped with a new plug in it. Let's just go see if that does anything for us. I see nothing. There's your problem. Give me a sec. I want to see if I can kind of like maybe lower the bench a little bit. No, I was wrong. It's got spark. Point it the other way and take a peek at it. Let's go give her a little shot of fuel. And you want to go choke on, off? What's your thoughts on that? Let's leave the choke on. Because if it costs with that, it may need the choke to try to stay running. Let's just see if we get a sputter out of it. All right, guys. So we can give her some throttle. It lives with that old crappy fuel too. Awesome. Yeah, see how that chain is flopping around? One thing you think of is, so this will be the power side. This is where all the work is being done. It's always trying to pull this way, except for when you're braking. I don't know if we can put, man, it's so much, it's right up against that stud. That sucks. I kind of want to think about that a little bit. I'm going to go turn the fan on and air us out. Should do it like what they do with a timing chain. They have that, it'll be like about that long, you know, kind of touches over the length of it. Man, I wish I could get that out of there. That just sucks. It's like it's gonna, I want to say even on the last time, it might have even been hopping on us. I don't know of any way we can, try to think of like a way we could cheat a little bit, like if we were to, I don't know, egg those out, or what we would do to try to get around that. Again, I just want to kill that clutch too. I think if we got it on there and it was able to survive, it would eventually give it, you know, if it had a little bit of stretch to it. How do you stretch a chain that's not how do you stretch a chain that's not on something? Stick it in a vise on one end and something on the other and beat on it? Like, how do you, because usually when a chain stretches, it's really not stretching, it's just the little, each little knuckle, each little cam that's in them gets a little bit of play in them. Like if you lay a chain down on a bench and you push and pull on it, it will, you'll see like the slack that moves in each little link over time. And let's see. I'm trying to think if we put like a, problem is I don't have any 35 sprockets neither. I think it's like if we put like a 35 in the middle where it touched this side and this side, you know, it would just kind of rotate in the middle. We're going to keep moving forward while I think about that. We can always attack that later if we decide to change. I also grabbed this cover, which I think the other one that we had, when it wrecked, it kind of shattered itself. There's not much to this. It's very flimsy. I think we can get this up and in there, and I think I got to punch some holes out. And it looks like it just has like a couple of self-tappers that go into 4 locations just to keep, I don't know if I want to fall off at it, and that gets sucked up my ass. So I'm going to go work on picking away at this. Trying to get that to fit, figure out where those little holes are. I don't know if we got to do a little bit of trimming on it. Maybe not. But I'll size them up, get them on there. And I marked it before I put the cover back on. You can see the hole's right. There. See how close I got it. Should be able to see it. There it is. The screw gonna work for us. See if it tightens up. Could be a little. Yeah. Let's leave it in there for now. We'll locate the other 3. Let's go see where this one's hiding. So it is. That's the center line. And we definitely don't want the cover touching the mud. So. Yeah. Let's go with like right there. You happy with that? I think we should drop it down a little more, like that. I think that's gonna be touching the snow though, isn't it? It's gonna be kind of like smashing through the snow. Look at the front one. No, the front one's like that. All right. You win. You win. I agree. Not sure what we're going to use for screws though. Old ones weren't in it. Yeah, knock out the 2 on the other side. We gotta get something better for screws. Those kind of did the trick, a little bit bigger. I do believe we're clearing. Not exactly the smoothest of assemblies. I think I'm used to wheel things that kind of spin silently. So this is bugging me. My only hope is that since we ran this chain already, maybe it stretched a little bit. If we were to take the link out like I talked about earlier, that maybe it might just have a little bit more give to get us to do what we want to do. I have afraid it's going to be jumping over the clutch when we're trying to go. So I'm going to go take that back apart. I'm going to go take that off. I'm going to take a link out of here and try to get it back together with the other one. And if not, if we get the other chain, which is tighter, if we put a half link back in that, it might make it a little bit better than what this is. This is just ridiculous. It's tight. I still have, I loosened up the 4 screws on the bottom. Let's give them a crank and see what we get. It may get unbearable. It's a diving board. Let's fire it up. I'm going to tighten them up. And you tiny one to get in there. We'll fire it up. And we'll run it. We'll see how it does. See if it, really restricts the movement of it. The other thing too, I counted how many teeth were on. So the top is a 17 and the bottom's a 26. I don't know. I'm going to look and see if I can find something. If I can find something like 1 tooth difference, it'll make the window of what we're working with just kind of perform so much better. one tooth on a sprocket is not really the same as one tooth on the chain. It's not like one for one that you take out. There's kind of like a, I don't know how to explain it, kind of like fits in the middle of the two of them. Especially the more teeth you have, one tooth difference going around makes the circle just a very slight difference. Like say like a motorcycle back wheel. You know, see if it's got like 72 teeth and then you put like a 74 tooth on it. The variable affects it much less. If you have like a 10 tooth sprocket and you went to 8, big difference. I'm gonna go crank them down. We'll fire it up, and hopefully that'll want to play. And I would think over time it would kind of like beat itself in. I'm just again concerned that it's gonna cook the clutch on us, but nothing ventured, nothing gained. It's been about, I don't know, screwing around for about 45 minutes. Just try it with no chokes. See how it does. Keys on. Decompression valve. Try a little choke. There it goes. Definitely stops quick. And no heat generating on it yet, but again, we're not putting any load on it on the ground. I say we go with that. Not much of a choice, you know. And like I said, hopefully it kind of stretches out a little bit. And I'm going to do a little shopping and see if I can find a sprocket that's one tooth difference. I think that would kind of, you know, dial us in where we need to be. I'm going to go button a bunch of stuff up and throw the covers back on, hook the brake back up, which I forgot, and maybe put her on the ground. This chasing air filters, I had this one on there before and I built up, I already took it off, like tape. I had like a whole roll of tape built up on it to kind of match this intake manifold, which is part of the system. It's not like you can really take that off. It's all part of the support on the other side. But I found this one, I took the pre-filter off of it and I was able to get a tight fit on the inside. Stop it. But that should work. Plus it's used in snow. It's really not a dusty environment, kind of like running a snowblower. So I think without that pre-filter, should be okay. I might even be able to get that on there. We'll see. Yeah, I'll throw this one back in the stash for something else. All right, guys, so we made it over to the scene of the crime from the first time we had this machine out, and over at Justin's shop. He has definitely done some improvements in here. Looks good, man.
Yeah, thanks.
He's
yeah, it's a work in progress.
Done some additions and stretching of the building. Yeah. Got his German toy collection going on. Anyway, we got the bike over here. The conditions, well, they're spotty at best. I want to say it's probably about 40, 45 degrees, and it's like either water and or like tacky, wet kind of snow.
Snowman snow.
Yeah, so we'll go try it. We'll see what we get. It may or may not work at all. I don't know, but we're gonna try and go have some fun. What are these?
Oh, this is an 80.
Oh, we rode that. That one we rode.
We had it on the ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
this one's new.
Yeah, this one's newer. I just bought it because it matched this one.
So what about and the one behind it?
Oh, I picked this up at the swap meet last year. I think it was the last swap meet of the year.
Yeah, I was there.
You were there.
Yeah. I bought something I haven't shown yet.
Yeah. He may have been he may have persuaded me by this.
Yes, I did.
But it came with some good parts, so I think I might stretch it a little bit so it's easy to ride.
Adult friendly?
Yeah, adult friendly. Exactly.
All right, let's go see what this can do. So, cold start. I don't remember. Run. Joke. I don't know if we have fuel to turn on and off. Go see. Shoots out the door. Trying to turn the throttle. I'm on the wrong side.
You want me to do it?
Sure. We're making turns.
It's starting to stall. You can smell it though. The fuel's a little ripe.
We're good. We got rid of the old stuff.
Yeah.
We'll put some good stuff. Actually, it doesn't care between the mud and it just goes over whatever.
Yeah, it seems to be doing pretty good.
I don't think it needs.
It's definitely bogged down like over there.
It got pretty thick over there.
Yeah.
It's like 8 inches of.
Yeah. Well, it's shaded too.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Let's go throw some more fuel on it.
Gout's really painful, I guess, right? Isn't it?
So he's gonna try firing up his 4-wheeler.
Back to the 4-wheeler.
As you were.
This hasn't started in a while, but we'll give her a little. Ooh, we got powers.
It's in gear.
No, it's in neutral. Maybe we should choke it.
The ambulance is already on its way. It knows.
Pump the fuel. There it goes. There it goes. Get it.
Is there a kill switch on this? It's not in the.
No, it wouldn't turn over, I don't think. That's lights.
That's lights.
Let me just give her a little. Let me just give her a little love in the airbox here. Right there.
Right in the. Shooting blanks.
What she said.
Fire! You're on fire! Crank it. When it goes, just crank it. Suck it back in. There you go. You know you got spark.
I think it's still on fire.
In the box.
Yeah. Is it?
I don't know. I don't think so. The battery's going.
Yep.
Is this flammable?
Very.
Apparently.
Apparently. Hold on. Let me just
Crack
give it
it.
a little.
You full throttle?
Yep.
There you go.
Come on, cheaty, cheaty, bang, bang. There you go. Keep it running, keep it running. My time. Right to the fence. Going over the gravel driveway, there ain't no steering. I almost went down. Woo-hoo!
I don't know why I'm more wet on the left side than the right side.
Runs better than I remember. Got all the gas in it though.
I know the feeling. Back tire looks kind of low.
That's a little pushy.
This one more.
But it's good for this stuff. I think that's why I wouldn't spin around. It was
Yeah.
too much traction.
Yeah. It was pushing more than anything.
It's fun though. The three-wheeler's fun in this because the front tire is like a
Alright guys, I want to thank Justin for allowing us to tear up his yard again. Make some more mud. His wife yelled at him for, don't go in the front! But we did. It worked out pretty good. I think I went to go foul the plug. I went to go fire it back up after stopping. It wouldn't go. We went inside, got something to drink, came back out, fire right up. I'm like, I should maybe carry a spare plug with me. And we're putting it in the truck. We're like, oh, there's that right there. So it's doing pretty good. Hey guys, we're back at the shop. Put it back up on the lift. The beginning footage that you saw was actually shot about 2 months ago. And we were supposed to get snow the next day. It never happened. I threw it in my truck, brought it to the house. We're going to go kind of cruise it around. And we got a surprise storm in the beginning of April that gave us some snow. So I'm like, you know what? Let's go try and dig it out and see how it does. Actually, it does. I got to say, some stuff you get, you're like, especially from the 70s, it really doesn't live up to the hype. I actually find this quite enjoyable and not as hard to ride as a lot of people were saying it was. As long as you got a couple inches of snow, it doesn't matter. It seems like if it's soft or it's heavy or whatever. Even like the bare spots that it runs across driveways, not so much. I almost wiped out. But let's go get that cover off. And we'll see if that chain kind of stretched out a little bit. See if it's not pulling down on that crank so much. If not, I may have to try to come up with an idler. Without further ado, let's go get that bolt out. What's your guess? I'm gonna say it's probably still pretty tight. Hopefully not. And yeah, it probably cut into its performance a little bit too. Yeah, we got something that's got that much tension on it. We didn't ride it that long. I want to say probably a half hour, but still, that's just overly tight. So I don't know. Maybe if I can get a tooth smaller, maybe on that bottom sprocket, I'll start looking into that. We're not going to do anything till next year, but that's all we got. Either that or the clutch, one of the two. Is it pulling on the clutch? No, that's just the big end on the outside. Pretty even. Yeah. Well, the bottom sprocket looks pretty new. Maybe I'll try to get a clutch with one tooth smaller, if that's possible. All right, guys. That should be the last of the snow adventures for the foreseeable future. Kind of stuff cleaned out in the back. The skid steer is out of the way. The lift is open. I got some cars to bring in here, and we'll get into them. But hopefully we get to do. I want to do a nice long cruise on this. One of the guys that we did a trading with has one of these also, and we kind of promised to do like a joint venture ride. But again, this winter was just. I got so much stuff I was going to go use. You know, we were going to finish up the snowmobile. The snow kind of crapped out. That was the next step on that, was putting the engine on, trying taking that for a ride. And I had a couple other machines for like the ice that we didn't get to use. But there's always next year. All right, guys. With that, I'm going to go sign off. Thank y'all for hanging out with me, doing some wrenching, and having some fun, some odd, weird stuff. And we'll do it again sometime. Till then, later. What's that? Sit. Here you go. Ready? Is it recording? Yeah, it's on. Can we get it?
What, Nora?
Get it!
That thing's cool.
That's awesome.
Now to get it back.
I know, yeah. Lola, hey, drop it. Lola, hey, drop it.
Do it again. And
That's awesome. Lola, drop it.
yeah, you're like get her new. Nora, you want to try it?
You want to try? Ooh, that was so fun.
Hold it here. Hold it fast.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, jeez! Lola.
One time, that'd be fun. The sun's in your eyes.
It is bright out here.
Nora. Lola. That's very cool.